I'm Alan Noak. I'm District Commissioner for Deal, Walmer, Sandwich and District Scouts. And we're going to be celebrating today our founder. That's Lieutenant General Robert Stevenson Smythe Baden-Powell. He was the first Baron Baden-Powell of Gilwell, which Gilwell's the home of scouting. And he was the first Chief Scout of our worldwide movement. So Kent Scouts are running a Thank To campaign, and we've got lots of people to thank. So two groups of people to thank in our district, really. So firstly, we would like to thank our young people during this time of COVID for sticking with scouting where they have, and also our adults. And we've got a number of adults that I'd really like to recognise and acknowledge today. So I've got some awards for them. We've got some long service awards, we've got some distinguished service awards that I'd like to announce, and my district commissioner awards. So First Deal have sent me a long list of nominations, so I thought the best way to do that was to read out their nominations. So for the First Deal Walmer Beaver Colony, Do Our Best, we've got Caris Sutcliffe, Jacob Cannon, James Riddle, Joe Smith, Lily Mae Taborn, Stevie Taborn, Oscar Brothwell and Lauren Brothwell. And these young people have really stood out during the lockdown period, and their dedication to scouting has been excellent. They put everything into the activities that they do, and they give it all a try, whether they succeed or not. And that's what it's all about. So two of these children have joined during lockdown, and for them to get this scouting spirit shows how much beavers have achieved over the last year. So then we've got valued people, and this goes, we're going to mention Oscar Brothwell. Oscar, caring young man who will always nurture and support younger beavers. And he was always supportive of his younger sister, and he was willing to share his experiences with her, even before she was old enough to become a beaver. So well done, Oscar, mention for you. And now that his sister's joined the section, he's still supporting her through the Zoom sessions. So another mention for Thomas Hadway, who's a young leader at First Deal, and Thomas has shown his caring side during the Zoom meetings and the face-to-face meetings by supporting beavers with their individual needs. He's taken upon himself to learn more about their special needs, and it's very thorough preparation and delivery to cater to all the beavers. So special mention for Thomas. So under realised potential, we've got James Riddle, Jacob Cannon, Joe Smith and Stevie Taborn, and these four young people have all really done well to work through the Zoom meeting. So special mention for them. And we're also going to mention Thomas Hadway again. Tom has grown in confidence over the past year as a young leader and taken an active role within the leadership team by planning and carrying out the activities that beavers enjoy during scouting. Thomas has become a really good young leader, and the leaders at First would really like to thank him. He's got a really good ability to talk to the beavers, whilst at the same time being able to communicate with the other leaders. Okay, let's talk about the cub section now at First Deal. So under Do Our Best, we've got Hannah Maynard, Natalie Starr, Erin Harwood, Edward Kent, Seth Page, Finley Brown, Louis Smith. Also going to mention Leo Thorburn, Joseph Gibb, Jacob James, Michael McNamara, Lyra Greener, James Culver and Amelia Hadaway. So the Cubs have been nothing short of exceptional, their leaders say. in their determination and their positive attitude to continue attending and actively participating in section and Zoom meetings. So well done, all of you. And doing your badge work outside of meetings and supporting each other through the last 10 months. So in that time, obviously the leaders have had 2 long periods of lockdown that they've had to manage and a few weeks of face-to-face meetings. And yet most of the Cubs have turned up every week, regardless, showing true dedication to scouting and to their group. Undervalued people, we're going to mention Erin Harwood. Erin's always kind and respectful of others and encouraging and nurturing to other Cubs. Well done, Erin. And Edward Kent. Edward continually demonstrates thoughtfulness and politeness to others whilst engaging 100% in activities. A mention for Hannah Maynard. Hannah is one of the older members of the Cub section. Hannah has not only been brilliant in her good-humoured participation in the group, but also in supporting younger members, acting as a role model. And most recently, she's just moved up to Scouts in very challenging circumstances. So well done, Hannah. And a mention for Natalie Starr. Hannah always demonstrates kindness and good humour, and so does Natalie. So Natalie is a great role model for the younger Cubs, and also showing personal resilience through the time that the group's been on Zoom, and she's also moving up to Scouts. And then under realised potential, we're going to mention Isaac Maynard. So we would endorse the nomination of Isaac in this category. And there's a report below in the Scout section about him as well, so we'll mention that. He's been exceptional as a young leader, supporting the Cub section team throughout the challenges. So Scout section, do our best. We're going to mention Luke Watson. So Luke was quite new to Scouts when the group went into lockdown, and has not had much time to settle in and become confident with the Scout leaders. During his time at Cubs, he had to overcome some difficult issues, and this made settling into Scouts even more challenging. Now, during lockdown, he was initially a little bit reluctant to join the Zoom sessions, but he continued scouting by carrying on home challenges. He has taken part, and he's happy to be invested. And when Scouts went into lockdown a second time, he joined in, and he's been a great member on Zoom ever since. So his confidence has really grown well during the session. So well done to Luke. And it's even that he's offered ideas for games as well. So well done on that, Luke. Tristan Baker. Tristan's been a great Scout, fun, contributed well to all the sessions at First Deal Scouts prior to lockdown. During the first lockdown, he took part in all the sessions and contributed really well. During the summer, he suffered, sadly, a life-threatening illness, and that made it very, very difficult. The ICU staff asked his parents to take in things that were special to him, and he even attended a Zoom meeting from his hospital bed. So huge respect for Tristan. So during lockdown 2, he's once again been a regular member of the Zoom meetings. It's always fun and respectful and polite. So other members of the troop that we'd like to give a mention to who've participated regularly during Zoom and deserve some recognition are Mary Hales, Chris Wild, Ben Hadaway, and Megan Dorr. Undervalued people, we're going to mention Joe Finch, Erin Hales, and Connie Hales. And these 3 young people attended Scouts regularly, always polite, always respectful, and always supportive of all the Scouts, despite being a bit shy themselves. They've recently contributed to the collection at Christmas and the food for the food and hygiene bank. So well done, you 3. And under realised potential, we've got Isaac Maynard. Now, Isaac, I mentioned earlier, Isaac's been a committed Scout during his time at First Deal and is now in the process of moving to Explorers. and becoming a young leader. So this year, Isaac has been an outstanding member of the group, both at Scouts and where he excelled, and also his voluntary duties for his Duke of Edinburgh Gold Award with the Cub Pack. He's an excellent role model to the younger Scouts and the Cubs, and he's very polite and respectful. And he's attended all of the Cub and Scout Zoom lockdown meetings as time has gone by. He's gone from being a Scout to a very dependable young person and taken on responsibility, supporting the leaders and helping run their sessions. So well done, Isaac. Okay. He took the lead role in running a virtual online camp in the summer holidays to gain his Team Leader Challenge Award, and throughout lockdown has completed his Chief Scout Gold Award, which is a great achievement. So I've also had some great nominations from First Deal leaders for their adults, and so First Deal, we've got the Do Our Best, and we're going to mention Maggie Biggs for Beavers, Sarah David for Beavers, Cherry Hadaway for Cubs, and Scott McNamara for Cubs. And these 4 leaders have been dedicated to the group over the last year, and just want to thank you for everything you've done, from contributing, planning and leading face-to-face on sessions. If you haven't yet had a District Commissioner's Award, we'll make sure that happens. And under Realised Potential, I'm going to mention Yoli Cruz for Beavers. And it's been a tough year, as I know, for Yoli, and we just want to thank her for everything that she's done to keep leading the Beavers admirably. And as well as running that, she's also been helping with the amalgamation of the 2 beaver colonies. So a thank you to Yoli. A mention for Pip Hadaway, Beavers, and obviously Pip has children within the group, which has been a massive support to many of the leaders. Sophie Littlechild, Beavers and Cubs. And Sophie, just want to thank you for everything that you've done and really helping out the group over this year. An absolute diamond, they say. Paul Hadaway, Cubs and Scouts. Paul, absolutely immense piece of work supporting the group. And also Paul was on hand to help the Scouts out when they were unable to meet as often. So well done, Paul. Denise has been amazing, Denise Judd, and I want to thank her. She's come up with lots of fresh ideas for both Zoom and face-to-face meetings. So without Denise's dedication, I think the Scout section wouldn't have met this year. Special mention for David Hadaway. Although he's not an official member of First Deal, David's been a great help to the group over this year. So we'd like to thank him. And then finally, a big thank you to Kevin. Kevin, you've kept scouting positive at First Deal over the last year, and just want to say a very special mention to you and everything you've done with your leaders to keep it all going online. And I think you're going to reap the benefits of that as a group as we come out of lockdown. So well done, Kevin, and thanks to all your team. So I'm going to mention all of the nominations that we've had for young people and adults for Founders Day. And I've decided it's just absolutely impossible to pick a winner per se. So your recognition comes from getting a mention. So if you get a mention, thank you for everything you've done and for being a real ambassador for Scouting over the last year. So we'll start with some 12th Deal nominations. So 12th Deal Kingstown, one for Lily Bremner, and she's really done her best to continue with her badge work. Emily Shaw, James Lesworth, and Sam Dennison, and really good progress on your badges during lockdown, guys. So a mention for you four from 12th Deal. 5th Deal Cubs, I would like to mention Tyler. and he stepped up as a response to my plea for help us with the work that we're doing on the Lady Daphne Thames barge. And him and his dad have been helping restore the life buoys for the Lady Daphne. So big thanks to Tyler. Well done at Fifth Deal. Had a nomination for Isabel Myers. So every week she's sent out and spoken to the scouts that wish to engage on Zoom for 12th Deal. And she's given lots of practical suggestions, help with program. She's also built the group website, and she's been inspiring lots of scouts, so many scouts on the books. So well done, Isabel. Thanks for everything you're doing for 12th Deal. We've had a nomination for Jess from 12th Deal as well, because if you remember, Jess, back in May 2020, went out around the village of Kingsdown and collected lots of food donations for the local food bank. So a mention for you again, Jess. I know you've already had the District Commissioner's Award, but well done and thanks again. We've got some 8th Deal nominations here. So Jess Wilmshurst, Harvey Johnson at Scouts, and we'll mention Amber Collard, Toby Pepper, Henry Bowyer at Cubs. And we'd like to, 8th Deal want to nominate all these young people for the Do Our Best category. For being enthusiastic and taking part in all the at-home activities in the programme that have been going on online, and for embracing scouting online over the last 10 months. And there's the 8th Deal have been doing their hike to the Menin Gate, and I know the young people raised £670 for the Royal British Legion with their online appeal and hike. So they did an actual hike and raised the money online. So the group just want to say how proud they are of all the young people at 8th Deal, Beavers, Cubs and Scouts. And so we have had a nomination for Matt Sims, Group Scout Leader, for outstanding efforts over and above normal scouting, and carrying on as a Group Scout Leader during that time. He went through the first lockdown in March 2020, introduced virtual scouting on Zoom, encouraging and enabling the leaders. Well done, Matt. Thank you. And he's even been doing work at the Scout Hut during this downtime, even when there was the brief face-to-face stuff, but generally holding the group together during the pandemic. So thank you, Matthew. And Alison would also like to thank you for taking all her ideas, some of them quite mad, and making them work. So well done, Matt. We've also had a nomination for Alison. We would like to say, although Alison's co-GSL at 8th, the GSLs have really stepped up for the group, and Alison, you've gone above and beyond as well. So well done, working with the other leaders to prepare the hut for face-to-face meetings during COVID, and access to scouting just continued at 8th Deal. So she also put in place an online program. So thank you, Alison. I really want to thank you on behalf of the group for everything that you've done for all the young people and so on. What else can we mention there? She's also arranged a remembrance commemoration for the group. So didn't want to forget that. And obviously you were involved in the Menin Gate stuff. So there's a lot that you do behind the scenes, Alison, and we just want to thank you for it. Okay. We've had a nomination for Ken George for outstanding efforts over and above normal scouting. So well done, Ken. And the many hours that you've put in to work around the hut at 8th Deal, they really want to thank you for that, and we thank you on behalf as well. So, okay. We've got 7th Deals. We had some nominations from them. So a nomination for Anthony Goodburn and that's for all the Zoom sessions that you've been running, Anthony, for Seventh Deal every Monday evening. So well done for keeping those going. And also someone else has mentioned the work that you've put in during lockdown to give quizzes, games, cooking competitions, online meetings. It's been a really tough time, and you've really promoted the group during this time. So I want to thank you on behalf of Seventh Deal. We've got another mention there for Alison Sims for sterling work behind the scenes with risk assessments, virtual Zoom ideas. So Alison, someone else there, really wanting to thank you for everything that you've done. Finally, we've got a nomination for our sadly departed Alan Anstey for all the many years of dedication and support and service, and I can second that to the district for his time as our district treasurer. So I want to finish with that. So well done to everyone that got a mention. If anybody else wants to nominate anyone late, just put it in the comments below, and mention anyone that hasn't been included in the video. Okay, thank you very much indeed, folks. So we've got quite a number of awards for adults that have built up over the last year, and I'd really like to announce those. We'll get a chance, hopefully, to present them again face to face once lockdown clears. But I think it's really important that we thank you at this stage, because some of these awards have been released over the last year. So these should have gone out at the AGM, but First Deal Scout Group for growth in adult membership. Well done to First Deal. 20th Deal Scout Group, Aylsham. And that's for growth in youth membership. So excellent, well done 20th. And another one for growth in youth membership, that's 12th Deal Scout Group, Kingsdown. So well done to you three group. Next, we've got a whole load of 5-year awards. So this is for leaders who've completed 5 years of long service. And we have a 5-year for Sarah Jane David. Well done. A 5-year for Stuart Hill. Congratulations, Stuart. A 5-year for Trina Hill. There's one there for Trina. 5-year for Seward Lambert. So there we go. Another 5-year. 5-year for Megan Fisher. Thank you, Megan. 5 years for Jason Collard. 5 years for Henry Kempter. Thank you. 5 years for Ella Tappenden. So we've got Ella Tappenden's 5-year there. 5 years for Yoli Cruz, Yolanda. So well done, Yoli. So that's the 5 years. We then got some 10-year awards. So we have here one for Sue Chevalier, 10 years. Thank you, Sue. One for Jonathan Scatchard, 10 years. Thank you. One for David Brown, 10 years. And another here for Russell Graydon, and that's 10 years. So that's the 10 years. Now we've got a 15 for Mandy Nichol up at Kingsdown. So well done, Mandy. It's your 15-year award. 20 years for Sam Murray at Fifth Deal. Well done, Sam. So it's your 20-year award. And we also have a 25-year award for Elaine Wadden. So well done, Elaine. We've got a 25-year award for you. Okay. And last but no means least, on the 25 years, we have David Wanstall. So David, we've got a 25-year award to hand out to you at 10th Deal. Okay. And we have a 30-year award. So we'd like to say a special thank you, Sue Gibb, your 30-year award, and that will be coming to you in due course. So that's all the long service awards I've got. If you're expecting a long service award It may be that your Group Scout leaders got it, or we haven't had it through yet. Don't worry if I didn't mention you and you are expecting an award. It should be coming to you in due course. Now, so our Distinguished Service Awards for adults. So I've got here one for Denise Judd. So she's got the Chief Scouts Commendation for Good Service. A number of Chief Scout commendations for good service. Stephen Noddings. Well done, Steve. One for Mark Little. Thank you, Mark. Another one for Anne Little. So husband and wife team getting the Chief Scouts commendation at the same time. Well done, you two. Chief Scouts commendation for Chairman of 9th, John Scatchard. So thank you, John. And also at 9th, we've got Victor Marsh. So he's got his Chief Scouts commendation. And there's one here for Pete Bodman. So well done, Pete, in your first Distinguished Service Award. I'm sure there'll be many more. And we have a couple of award for merits. So the award for merit goes to Carolyn Morgan at Second Deal. Thank you, Carolyn. We've got one for Phil Bido in our SAS. One for Lawrence Smith. So Lawrence, your award for merit. Well done. One for Kath Marchbanks, award for merit. And we have one for Beryl Goodall at Second Deal. So your award for merit. Well done, Beryl. One for Ivy Hutchins, again at Second Deal. And one for Dave Martin. So that will be coming to you in due course. Thank you, Dave. And we have a couple more award for merits. We've got one for Mike Hart in the SAS, and one here for Graham Baker over at 10th Deal. So thank you, Graham. And last award for merit I have here is for Shirley Smith for all the work that you do with Explorers and Districts. So thank you. So again, we do hope to award those in due course, but face to face, but we just want to thank you now and make sure that you know that you've been recognised. Okay, so that's a roundup of all our cakes, and you all did absolutely amazing. So lots are highly commended, but we did choose a third, second and first place. So in third place, well done, Fred Giles from 8th Deal. In second place, Henry Bowyer from 8th Deal. And in first place, we've got Carly Langley from 7th Deal. So first place. So you three will get, let's see if I can change my background. You three will get this camping cookbook. The forward's written by Bear Grylls. And so there'll be a copy of that coming to you to congratulate you for your cake decorations. So thanks to everyone that took part. Really appreciate it, and it's put a smile on my face, and we'll put all the photos up on the Facebook page for everyone to see. So well done.